in front of me, I have my old daily driver, or old phone, the LG Leon H345. I'll just show you guys. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but LG H345. So yeah, today I wasn't really expecting to make this video, but as you guys can probably tell from the title, we're doing a teardown. And a teardown is pretty much where we take a look on what's inside of these phones, or of this phone, but taking it apart pretty much. Let's go. Okay. This is the easiest part, just taking out the back cover, the battery, and SIM and SD if you have one. This is where the SD card is, or should be. I don't know where that one went. And then the SIM card, which I obviously don't have. And now is where we get a bit more technical. I forgot the size of this screwdriver, but I got this kit at a local Dollar Tree for about $1. And to be honest, I've actually taken this phone apart, so I already know what to expect. So yeah, and plus this has LCD problems, which means that it won't actually, the screen won't turn on. Well, it's suffered a couple drops in its lifetime. So yeah, there are 8 screws along the border. Now hopefully I can time lapse this for you guys, and if not, then I guess you're just gonna have to see the whole process. And I usually like to just keep the screws in the cover. So yeah. Ooh. And if you here's something that I actually learned: if you keep using one certain one, its magnet will actually run out, because these all used to be magnetic, and this one can hold on to it, but I'm not entirely sure. This is the screwdriver I use for this. So yeah, that's just something to know if you guys are you guys trying to use this one. So yeah, I'm not sure yet if many of you guys know this, but I'm actually a huge tech fan, and that's why I'm actually doing this. Hopefully you guys like this sort of content. It's diverse from what I usually do. There's a plane coming straight by. You guys can hear me a bit better. Maybe that's where I'll show you something interesting. Okay. Now, I already took off these 5 screws right here. But something interesting is that you only need to take these 2 screws out, and you can actually take off this plastic cover, and you get a bit more look into the actual circuit board. Now, like I said, I've already been in here, and I'll show you the waste of space that LG did to this phone. Now, honestly, at first I didn't really think that it was much of the logic board was so much of a waste of space. I thought it was only going to be, sort of like Samsung ones, where, I'm not sure if you know this, but most of their circuit boards go like this, curve around, go to here, and then they don't have these kind of removable batteries. You actually have to pry them off. Speaking of prying off, now that we've all these 8 screws off, this is where it gets a bit more aggressive. You can't really pull this off, so you have to do this. You have to separate it from the frame. And I've already done this several times, so I know how to do this somewhat carefully. If you guys wonder why I do this, I just do this for fun. Sometimes there's nothing else to do, and it's always cool to find out what technology looks like from the inside. speaking of the inside, it is our first look at the logic board. She went with Dad. Huh? She went with Dad somewhere to work on her house. Okay. That was my brother. So yeah, if you guys can see, this is actually the speaker right here. And it's actually extremely magnetic. Like, I'm not sure if you guys can see that. But yeah. Here's also this little guy, which is actually called the vibration motor. Now, you guys probably know this, but like, say if you get a text, your phone vibrates, this little thing is the thing that makes it vibrate. Okay, stepping away from the back, here is the actual logic board. And this is what I mean by waste of space. Honestly, there are not circuits right here, and they could have moved this up. They could have made more room, or not more room, but they could have, cut. Well, I'm not sure how to explain this, but many phones nowadays use everything that they can because they try and cram as many things as they can, like on newer iPhones. And right here, I thought this was interesting the first time. Here's the flash, and it's actually hollow inside, which is actually really weird. And before we look at the screen, let's take a look at the cameras. Now, both of these cameras don't actually have OIS, or optical image stabilization, and neither does my phone. You guys can probably tell, well, if not, that pretty much just means that it's the stability of your video, or say if you have an iPhone 7 and an iPhone 6s, the iPhone 6s is going to be, the camera is going to be more shaky than the iPhone 7 because the iPhone 7 has OIS, or optical image stabilization. There's the hardware version, or it's a hardware version, but there's also a digital version which doesn't work as well. Moving away from the cameras, I'll just get this one to view and just plop that down. And I'm sorry if this doesn't look that well. I tried doing this in front-facing camera so I can see what I'm doing and how it looks for you guys. Sorry, I have to take this off camera because I need to bring this a bit closer. Alright, like this. I've done this more than one time, and I've taken it off the camera more than one time. And for some reason, when I'm on camera, it doesn't wanna actually connect. For some reason, it's supposed to hear a satisfying click. So, well, this might take a while. Probably gonna edit out the time and effort it takes me to. So, yeah. Okay, never mind. I heard it click. Now, if you are doing a battery replacement, well, you can really just, simply take it out. But if you're trying to do a screen replacement, we're not there just quite. So yeah. Now, we're about to hit the screen because the logic board is the last thing that's actually on the screen. And you may notice that there's no more screws. So the last thing that we need to do is just unlatch, or not unlatch, but undo this Lego connector. And I've heard this phrase many times on other YouTubers because this is extremely fragile. As you can see, when I first opened this up, I'm not sure if this is my fault or not, but I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but there's a tear in the ribbon cable, and I think that's also why the screen doesn't work. So there is an extremely high chance that you're gonna break your actual screen in the process. So if you're doing like a camera replacement or anything like that, I don't know why you would replace a camera, since those are probably the last things that are gonna die. Then you might as well do a screen replacement, because you might accidentally cut this ribbon. So yeah, it's actually interesting to see that when you're actually holding your phone, say with the screen, I've actually powered on this phone without the screen on. It's pretty funny, but you're holding the phone like this. And how do I know that? Right here is where the camera is, the sensors, and good old jack, or headphone jack, which no longer exists on the iPhone 7 and the rest of the series after 7. Okay, here's the actual screen. Now, if you guys are trying to do a screen replacement, if you have this phone, then it's the last thing to come out, so it's not the best for working on. So yeah, this is how your screen is gonna look like when you get your replacement screen is gonna look like when you get it, minus the cracks and the fingerprints. So you might have to transfer over like the earpiece. I'm not entirely sure, but I'll just leave that in for now because I don't want to break anything. Here comes the reassembly of the phone. You want to put the logic board back in. Try not to kink this ribbon cable. Speaking of ribbon cables, we'll plug that back in. That was the snap that I was trying to hear before. You want to get this bottom plastic, and with this, plug it in. And also, before we plug up all this beautifulness, something that I noticed is with this charger, or with this, it's not actually removable. So say if you break this, either you have to buy a new phone, have to replace the whole logic board, or really just never use it again, which is actually really weird. So yeah, and you want to put this plastic, like I said, back on. It's actually quite simple. Let me just take it off. So yeah, just push back in. Tell me if you guys like me doing these kinds of videos, like repair videos. Like I said, I am a huge tech fan, and the only screws that were ever on this phone go in, all 8 of them. You guys probably know where they are, but just in case you don't know, they go right along the sides. Now, hopefully, I've just been rambling this whole time, so then you guys don't have to be bored while watching this video. And I'm sorry if some of this doesn't actually come out good. Like, say, if I were to take a phone off camera. I'm sorry about that. It's just because I am not the best at this right now. Because I have one other video that's like this, but I haven't even posted it, and I deleted it because of how long it took. It took over, I think, 30 minutes. And I didn't want to cut it because, I was doing a drone video. So, yeah. And now, after this screw, I'm going to be on the final screw. So, yeah. Again, leave a like on this comment, and like this video if you want to see more of these kinds of videos. I have a couple more in store. Sorry I haven't been uploading lately. And if you guys have any other video suggestions besides Fortnite, I can't get that, and my phone isn't compatible with that. So yeah, here it is, and I will actually show you that my screen actually got damaged. Yeah, and my LCD is completely fractured. There's supposed to be things on the screen, and it's actually lighting up. as you can see by these white lines, stuff like that. But it doesn't actually work, so just unplug the battery and plug it back in. So other than that small defect, this phone is perfect, besides cracks too. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Also, one more thing before you guys go. Like I said in the beginning, you guys can get this screwdriver kit. At least people here in Reno, you guys, or at least some people, it might be in other Dollar Trees, but I did find this in my local Dollar Tree. So yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye. Well, that didn't work out so much.